I'm scared already. Halloween is supposed to be spooky, right? But fun spooky. But there can be real dangers that can turn the fun day into something downright scary. Glenn Simpson with Community Ambulance joins us live in studio with some tips to keep our kids safe this Halloween. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So now, unfortunately, you guys get called out to emergencies any time of year, but on Halloween specifically, what are the real dangers we should be looking out for?
You know, so there's a lot of people out on Halloween night, a lot of kids, a lot of trick-or-treaters, and they're all throughout the neighborhood. And so we want to make sure that we're sharing with the public to be, you know, extra aware that they're wandering around in their neighborhood. And we have some tips that we want to remind parents and their kids about.
All right, so what tips should we be keeping in mind?
So first of all, the spooky costume tends to be the all black costume, right? Or even the ghost. And sometimes they're a little hard to see. So it's important that, you know, on our costumes we're putting something reflective, right? So some simple reflective tape that we can put on their back, put on the front of their costume, or even carrying a flashlight, something to light them up so that they're not completely dark.
So this right here, you can kind of see with our studio lights, it reflects the light against it. So that way, if there's maybe car headlights coming towards them, they'll be able to really, really see those kids in their costumes.
Makes them aware, absolutely.
And that's great. Okay, so flashlights you said as well. What else can we do?
So we want to keep in mind that with a costume and open flames, most costumes are not flame retardant. And so we want to remind parents, stay away from, you know, people still put fire inside the pumpkin. And so we want to just make sure we're aware and protect our costumes so that we don't have a burn injury.
So now for the people, maybe not so much the parents and the kids with those non-flame retardant costumes, for people who are putting stuff inside their jack-o'-lanterns, would you recommend little bulbs instead of candles?
Yeah, absolutely. They sell the little strobe lights, the little battery operated lights, stick them inside the pumpkins, and I think even now they sell the ones that flicker, so it even still looks like a real light.
Okay, now I know when I used to get home with my candy bowl, my dad would say he's checking for poison, but really he was just eating all my good candy. What do you tell parents out there?
Be nice to your kids. Don't take their candy. I think my parents did the same thing growing up.
Yeah.
But absolutely, when you come back, and especially if you're trick-or-treating through your neighborhoods, check the candy.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no sharp objects. Make sure the wrappers are still on the candies.
Okay.
And make sure they're safe. And I heard you like the yellow ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this Starburst if that's okay as we send it over to Rachel and Jillian. Guys.